Why not just take, I mean, it's kind of a significant question, right?
Right.
If it's 2,000 years old,
because the Catholic Church is afraid of it. And the Catholic Church has still never come out in support of the shroud. Are you aware of that? Like they're ambivalent about it. They're indifferent about it. And I was just in Turin, so I'm thankful for everyone there who welcomed me. I met all of the scientists. My friend Enrico, the chemist, the shroud is now currently kept in what's called a reliquary. It's the exact size of the shroud. The company, this is fascinating information, the company that creates all of the materials for the International Space Station is based in Turin. That same company created the box that preserves the shroud.
So where is it? In a church?
It's in the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist. In this reliquary, this box, you can walk in and see it today, but it's a covered box, and it's 99% argon gas, because the two enemies of the shroud right now are light and oxygen. And so they're preserving it. So the Catholic Church has no interest in educating people about the shroud. Again, I'm thankful that you're having me on.
I don't understand why.
Their only interest is in conservation. So they're conserving the shroud right now. The shroud hasn't been on display since 2015 publicly. We don't know when it will be on display again. And yet it's this key to the whole message of Christianity. I mean, it is the death, burial, and resurrection in an artifact. Nothing else does that outside of the Bible except the shroud.
I'm confused. Why would a Christian church want to hide what appears to be physical proof
of the resurrection,
of the core story of its religion?
Right.
What's the answer?
I wish I knew.
Who makes that decision?
The Pope. So technically the Pope is the custodian of the shroud.
And that's because
it was left to the Pope, not the Catholic Church. And I was there during conclave, which was an interesting experience.
But it doesn't seem to make any sense. Do you think they're worried that it would turn out to be fake?
Right. I think so. Okay. I can't speak. I don't know what's in their mind.
But just to be clear, so far as you know, the shroud itself, the actual linen cloth, has never been radiocarbon dated, just the patch.
Just the upper left corner, which is a contaminated sample. So it was the patched sample, not a fine linen sample.
Yeah, so not the real thing.
Correct. And that's not just me. That's Paulo de Lazzaro. That's Bruno Barberis. I mean, there's Ray Rogers. I would encourage people to study these scientists.
Is there any way, doesn't radiocarbon dating destroy the sample?
Absolutely.
Right. So,
25% of CR14 dating is thrown out anyways. So my area of specialty is paleography and codicology, how we date Bible manuscripts. And we date Bible manuscripts through paleography, not through carbon dating. We date it through handwriting styles to get a date range for roughly 100 years to date Bible manuscripts. We don't do that because, to your point excellently, it destroys the actual artifact.
Is there any other way to date it?
Yes. In fact, it's been dated. That's the thing. Again, thank you so much for asking these questions, Tucker. It has been dated in 4 other scientific ways that conclusively all show that it's a first century artifact. We have breaking news on your show. Wide-angle X-ray scattering out of the Institute of Crystallography in Rome has shown that the shroud has been getting old. It's been decomposing. It's been degenerating for 2,000 years. They took a sample of a shroud from Masada that's conclusively dated to AD 70, and they compared the Shroud of Turin using wide-angle X-ray scattering. This is the Institute of Crystallography. And what they found is that the samples have both been getting old at the same time for 2,000 years. So it's not been getting old for 700 years. It's been getting old for 2,000 years. There was another study done. Linen is made from flax, and it has a substance called vanillin in it, vanillin. And it takes hundreds, if not thousands of years for there to be no trace elements of vanillin in the fine linen. Guess how much vanillin there is in the Shroud of Turin? 0. So if it was 700 years old, there would still be traces of vanillin chemically. There's no vanillin in the shroud. So I don't want to bore you with these details, but they're very important.
They're not boring at all.
There have been other scientific studies that have been suppressed all of the other studies, to answer your question, have proven that the shroud is 2,000 years old from a scientific standpoint.
I think it's pretty wild that the authorities, the British Museum, is that what you said?
Right.
Would hide relevant data,
suppress it for 29 years. I mean, the professor.
How can you how is that science? I don't understand.
one of the lab officials, Tucker, I mean, this is all, I mean, if people just read for themselves and think for themselves, I mean, one of the professors who wrote on the chalkboard 1260 to 1390 was given a $5 million endowed chair right after this announcement in 1988.
By whom?
By his cabal that was backing him.
Huh.
So again, people need to follow where the evidence leads. And again, I'm following forensic science. I'm following the iconography. I mean, the blood samples alone, the hematology. If we wanted to fake the shroud, do you realize we'd have to kill someone? We would have to get blood, pre-mortem blood, and then we would have to stab them in the heart and get post-mortem blood and translucent pulmonary edema and smear that. I mean, and then we'd have to know that there are certain plants that only bloom in Jerusalem in April. We would then we'd have to know the provenance of the shroud. I mean, there's over 30 things a hoaxer would have to know to fake the shroud.
And then you'd have to apply it in some unknown fashion that cannot be replicated even now.
And then we would have to know, how do we change 2 microns deep, so surface level. And, so we have a traveling exhibit right now that we're doing where I have 50 artifacts that show these things through infographics. And we have panel 13 in our traveling Who is the Man of the Shroud exhibit, shows each fiber, each thread has around 250 to 200 fibers. So you think about 0.2 microns of each fiber of each thread. I mean, that's how superficial the image is. We couldn't fake that. No one can. We don't have the technology to do that.
I'm fixated on the idea that the custodians of the science around this at the British Museum, which is the most famous museum in the world, whose job is to search for the truth, that's what science is, the pursuit of truth, that they would hide facts and mislead the public on purpose. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised, because this is a religious artifact that speaks to the veracity of the world's greatest religion, which has many opponents.